In this video, I'm going to talk about everything related to finding the right kind of qualifications to teach in Italian schools. In order to give you briefly some background information, I began teaching without any qualification as a so-called native speaker because the recruiters that contacted me were quite happy with my English level, and so I got my first job in ELT without any kind of qualifications. That being said, I soon discovered that I really liked teaching and I really wanted to receive formal formation. And I got my CELTA Cambridge done in 2014, and later in 2018 I did my Delta Cambridge global certification. Cambridge CELTA and Cambridge Delta provide a lot of great opportunities for teachers worldwide. That being said, they do not guarantee that you will be hired based on just those certificates. In Italy, in fact, if you want to choose to teach primary, you need to have a specific certification. Now, the CELTA and Delta are more for adult learners, whereas if you want to be teaching in a primary school, you should have one specific degree, which is called Scienze della Formazione Primaria in Italy. And that is a 5-year course where you get to learn everything, and English is one of the languages that obviously you have to know because you're basically teaching more than one subject. You're teaching maths, English, geometry. You need to, have a good background knowledge of everything because you're going to be teaching more than just 4 or 5 subjects. So that's kind of crazy, I think, and props to anyone who's got a Scienze della Formazione Primaria degree. That being said, the type of courses that they provide at university are quite theoretical. So once you're finished, you would really need to find a way to practice or get into a class so that you can experiment with what what you've learned at university. And that is not the case for the majority of the people because they just don't get enough opportunities unless they're really lucky. If you want to teach secondary, then the qualifications that are required to have are an MA, so a laurea magistrale, and that is like a 2-year course after your bachelor degree, which can be anything. But in my case, I wanted to study languages subsequently. So after my bachelor degree in Scienze della Comunicazione, which is communication studies, I decided to take the MA, which is laurea magistrale, so 2 years of studying languages. 2 years of language studies means that you need to choose 2 languages. I am a foreigner here in Italy, but I was not exempt from or given special credit or any kind of special attention because Italian is not my first language. So I had to pick 2 languages that were spoken in the European Union. So I chose to study English and Spanish. I had some knowledge of Spanish, but I wouldn't say it was perfect. So I kind of did a whole full immersion course myself and tried to get in there, even though I'm quite definitely sure I can sign an agreement now that I'm never going to teach Spanish. That being said, I'm not discrediting any of the formal education routes that can be taken in Italy. What I do, though, think needs to be upgraded a little bit more is accepting other qualifications for English language teachers, especially in the secondary school. There's so much I need to say about this. I really think that if one wants to become a teacher in a language, then there is really no need in studying 2 or 3 languages in order to prove your worth as a teacher. So personally, I thought that the Delta Cambridge was going to get me quite far in the ELT field, both in public or private schools. However, that was not the case. In Italy, many people go to trade unions, which are basically the sindacati, and they give you information about what kind of tests there are, how you get inserted within this ranking system, where you can then later find a job based on the needs and requirements in that region. you get to obviously choose the region where you would like to work or which is closest to your home. And so I wanted to get into the secondary school system and begin teaching English there. However, I still need to do a concorso, which is something like an entry requirement test that everyone needs to do in order to find a permanent job placement. So I need to do that. And what really bothers me is that my Delta Cambridge is not helping me in any way get any extra points. By the way, when you complete your studies, in my case, the MA in languages, that does not officially certify you as a teacher in those languages. You need to get a certification outside of the university that will demonstrate your level. Hence, most teachers do get external certifications and, the whole Cambridge Suite exams that prove their worth in knowing a certain language. My specialization in the Delta Cambridge was in fact preparing students for exam classes and IELTS in particular. But because my qualification is not recognized or might be problematic to get it recognized, I need to be taking the IELTS myself. I don't mind doing it. I mean, I do think that I have spent enough money on my formation courses, and then I have a lot of experience teaching. It's been 13 years now teaching English, but I'm going to take it as an opportunity to demonstrate my worth and get rid of the whole non-native speaker business. At least I can get a qualification that explicitly states that I'm a native speaker level. Hopefully I can achieve that and see where that takes me. I think it's very unjust that I need to take a certification as a student when I have one as a teacher. I don't understand why they just don't accept it or they don't include it. I think Cambridge can do something about it simply by explicitly requesting that these certifications be included in those that are accepted by every institution there is in Italy. I don't know about how things work in other countries, but I do think that people with my same qualification have gotten much further than I have with what I have here. I'm not complaining, but I do think that this can be changed to benefit everyone. Let me know what you think.